It is his fault that we're at a distance. He prefers writing to conversing, and thus it is that we are apart. That quote right there, that very quote, is what pushed me to hit record an anchor and speak to you all right now. In case you don't know, this is Matthew coming to you live from Seoul City. It's an overcast day, but it's Saturday. And I really wanted to write my daily post, so I sat down a couple minutes ago. But my thoughts are super jumbly. I have a couple things I really wanted to talk about, and I couldn't fit them all into one post in a way that would be coherent and logical. And I really had wanted to do a podcast or make a podcast-like recording for a while. And, well, you know what they say. There's no time better than the present. So here we are. And one of the things I really wanted to talk about today was the GIFisode, that new content category that I think Joel helped create. Now, I hope all of you have seen it, but for those of you who haven't, you must click on Joel's account and scroll down not too far until you see the GIFisode about his epic 16-mile run into New York City. It's hilarious. And I've never seen anything like it. And the whole team the other day, the whole Scent team, brought it up, and it was pretty cool. And I did a little Google search just to see if it really was brand new. I think some other people have tried to use that term before in a similar way. I think that maybe there's one or two people who've tried to actually make GIFisodes themselves, but fuck that. Let's give this win to Joel. Let's say that he's the sole creator. And Joel actually doubled down and made another GIFisode about a walk in a park. Classic Joel. But what I like about this new content category is that anyone can make it. If you record enough, or if you shoot enough pictures, or you turn your video into a GIF, it's something that you can upload really on any platform, not just Scent. And you can tell really interesting stories that are funny or serious, or that are just poignant and beautiful. There's a lot that I think a lot of people can do to make a pretty decent GIFisode. Of course, the core ingredient is time. It's not easy, or it's not a quick process to make something look that good and be funny and really hit like Joel has. But I think that there's a lot of canvas there for a lot of people to try different things out. And I hope that other users are inspired by what Joel's doing, in particular with the GIFisode. And I hope that others try to experiment with it and treat Scent as like a lab, a place where you can really experiment with your creativity. And you'll know if it hits because people will start giving you money and seeding your work and investing in it. So I think that's something that's been top of mind and I've been super excited about. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was really just reflect on what happened at Scent on a team level over the past week. This is something I normally do by myself on Saturday, just thinking about it, walking around with my wife. But I thought I'd share it with you. Obviously, I can't be too detailed in what I say, but I think that just sharing that kind of process could be interesting. So at a high level, this week really marked an important turning point, since a lot of the strategies that we've been setting surrounding like social channels like Twitter, as well as product, including what new incentive mechanisms we want to focus on developing and what product enhancements we want to make. Those high level strategies have been set, and moreover, the specific update related tasks and subtasks have been set. What I need to do moving forward over this weekend and in the weeks to come will be on a weekly basis to subdivide those tasks, delegate them to responsible parties, and make sure that the work keeps getting done so that we can push out that incentive mechanism we talked about on the Periscope today, and so that we can head towards what we've codenamed a lightning strike, which we think will mark a decisive moment, a seminal moment in sense history, and really turn us into a product that people can't live without. So that's, at a high level, what happened last week, what I need to do moving forward from a product perspective. And I'm pretty excited next week just in terms of what we're going to push out on Twitter, the artists we're going to highlight, like Neil Yadav and Sissy Wrist, my new spotlight with an awesome artist on Scent at MLIBTY. It stands for My Life is Better Than Yours, which I think people will be very excited with some of the things that he's talking about. And then thinking about just what I want to write about next week, which will probably revolve around DeFi, specifically what's been going on with products around compound finance, InstaDApp, like those kind of things. It's really where my headspace has been at. Now, if you listened up until this point, you'll remember that at the outset, I read a quote. I'll read it again. It is his fault that we are at a distance. He prefers writing to conversing, and thus it is we are apart. And like I mentioned, that's why I started recording this in the first place. And just to give you some context, that quote is from Ron Chernow's Hamilton, about the life and work of Alexander Hamilton. The writer of that quote is a person named George Hammond, who was the first political envoy from England to America after the Revolutionary War. And his remarks were concerning Thomas Jefferson, the then Secretary of State, who was very cold to him. And as the quote explains, Thomas Jefferson only wrote to George Hammond. And that kept the two men at a distance. But if you know anything about American history, is that the relationship between England and America deepened after the Revolutionary War. And one of the main individuals responsible for that was Alexander Hamilton, a man renowned for his oratory skills and loquaciousness and just all around communication. And it really inspired me. That particular line really kind of caused me to do a gut check about my approach. I like to write, and I feel that is a great medium for me to express myself. But I know that it does keep people at a distance. And there's something special about a podcast where you get to hear someone's real voice. And I hope that maybe every week, maybe every Saturday, we make this a thing. And I record my thoughts for the week and upload it. So on that note, I'll let whatever I'll take. How do we end a podcast? I don't know. That's awkward. Anyway, later everybody. Sent on.